What is up, YouTube? And welcome to episode 49 of Chaos Daily. Let's get into it. Oh my god, this looks amazing. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Do you really want to see? Okay, here, have a look at this. Oh yeah, look at that. It's just gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. Okay, it's so amazing. Just look down there, inside. Oh, just everything. Just look at all of it. Just look at it. Look at it. Wow, it's amazing. And guess what? It's only 5 grams heavier. Yeah, it's only 5 grams heavier than the original. And this, okay, let's go over the changes. Okay, something I missed yesterday when I was talking about the changes. Was it yesterday or the day before? Day before. No, yesterday. I added this plate. So this has double duty. This acts as stiffener to stop any bending, but it's where I'm going to put my gyro and servo mount. That's going to go here with the ESC underneath, the gyro and servo on top and the ESC underneath. That shall work out really well. But then I realized, it might be a bit of a pain in the ass to get the screws in for the motor. That's why the hatch is so wide. If anyone's wondering why the hatch is so large, it's so that I can get my big fat fingers in there with an Allen key or an Allen driver and screw the socket heads into the, that's why. So I can get my fat fingers in here. That's why there's such a big hatch. So yeah, it's incredible. There's almost no play in it. The servo mounts are rock solid. There's no squish or smush. Same with this one. The wing root fuselage is so solid. This is amazing. And it still has that inherent flexibility in the material. This is going to be great for impacts and stuff. A couple things that didn't turn out so well is this little bit here on the nose. I'm not sure what happened there. There was a bit of a weird defect in the original as well. I think I've just got this cutout for the hatch that's got a little tab that goes in there. I've got that too high up to the surface and it's causing a little bit of a print error. It's maybe too thin of a wall for it to print properly. Less than 0.5 mil, so I might reprint it just so that I have a nice piece there. But I'm printing the hatch now, so anything I change can't change the tab on the hatch. So I don't want to reprint the hatch again. A lot of wasted material. So I think I'll just leave it as is and do a workaround. I'll probably fill it in with some epoxy and then put some Vaseline or some petroleum jelly on the tab on the hatch. Insert the hatch, cover it with epoxy with some tape, let that cure, and then pull it apart, and then there should be a new little tab hole tenon thing for it. So that works nicely. Yeah, it's incredible. And the color is beautiful. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Yeah, let me turn this off, so you can get a better look at the color. Does that help at all? No, that's such a shame. In person, this is a gorgeous color. This is a gorgeous color. It's like this really, really pale peppermint greenish white. This Siraya Tech Fast White is gorgeous. It pours really well. It mixes really well with the blue. It's a little bit thinner than the gray. The gray has a bit more of a viscosity to it. So it actually works really well with this. Oh, I'm blown away. I want to go put it together now. So I've been working on the parts for tail assembly, making some modifications there. Would you like to see what I've done? Let's jump into Inventor and have a look. So there it is. Let's have a look. Right. As you can see, I've gone through and manually done all the internal structure and redone it on the wing sections for the tail. And what do you call this? Like, if this is the ruddervator, because it's a rudder and elevator, it's a ruddervator. What would this be called? The V-tail? The V-fin? The V-wing? Because it's not a rudder. It's not an elevator. It's not a vertical stab, and it's not the diagonal stab. That is what it's called now. We are calling it a diagonal stab. It's a diagonal stabilizer. Oh my god. Wow, nomenclature really just messes with my head sometimes. It's like the other day when I couldn't remember what the hell the tube was for the control rod that goes from here to the front. It was a Bowden tube, and I only remembered it like weeks later. I was like, oh, that was driving me nuts. So yeah, I'm keeping the tube that surrounds the carbon fiber rod on both the ruddervator and the diagonal stab. It's much easier now that I've got a name for it. This is for a couple of reasons, because when you're inserting the carbon fiber rod, it's very easy for that carbon fiber rod to not go in the hole and bump in the side of this rib section, actually crack it, break it. That's very delicate. So just having that tube to guide it really helps. It also helps distributing the forces from the ribs to the rod so that you don't end up just buckling these ribs when they're trying to press the forces onto the rod in a certain spot. And yeah, I mean, it's a tail. It's not going to have the worst aerodynamic forces to deal with, but there can be some sufficiently nasty ones to deal with, especially with prop wash. But it is far enough back. I'm keeping the tail quite long on this. I might have to shorten it, but yeah, it's still quite long. So yeah, there's this tube that built into it and also on the ruddervator. This is more so for the torsional forces because the carbon fiber rod is a hinge and I need to be able to transfer the forces from the control horn up through the skin as well as the tube that rotates around the carbon fiber rod, so that we can transfer the forces onto these ribs. These ribs are also 1 millimeter thick, whereas these are 0.5. Whether this is a little bit lacking in the internal structure department, I don't know. I also have a vertical. It's not quite a rib because these are technically ribs because it's a wing. So would this be a longeron? But longerons run longitudinally, and this is also a rib. So this would be a lateral rib? I don't know. What is the name for this? It's a little hard to see. There we go. You can see it a little bit better there. The flat bit that runs up here. There we go. So I've just cut it in half so you can see. So you can see the tube for the carbon fiber rod, and then you can also see that there is a flat surface that runs the full length all the way down. So yeah, that'll really help. And looking at it now, I just realized that these cells on this side are closed off from this side. No, they're not. They're not. They are closed all the way up until here, and there's a hole for the resin to get out. So I might have to go in and add some holes. That would be a good idea. Let me do that hole. There we go. Holes extended. So I had some holes in the back here to aid with the drainage of resin. They're spaced along here in the back. And I've just extended that extrusion now to cut through the tube for the carbon fiber rod. So yeah, if I do end up epoxying this carbon fiber rod into this tube, those holes would help the air getting out through the whole thing as I ram the rod in there, and it doesn't just trap a whole bunch of air at the top and I can't get the rod all the way in. So yeah, that works well. So there you have it. So what's next on the agenda? Right, so today I'm going to be working some more on the curing station. Yesterday I was doing a whole lot of vinyl wrapping and stuff. I also have the hatch for the fuselage printing at the moment. That's going to take about 5 hours, so that'll be done before I go to bed tonight. I will be getting this print ready to be the next print, and that'll be the tail section, the diagonal stabilizers, and the ruddervators. So that means I will have the entire fuselage done, and I will have no more reasons to procrastinate from doing the wings, because I've been putting them off. They're a pain in the butt. They just don't want to play nice. I just can't figure out how to do the servo mount like in a clean and elegant way. It's at the moment just a square cutout. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I got to think about it. I could probably make like an additional carriage or something that you screw the thing to and then it clips in there. But then how do you get it out? And so many questions, so many difficulties, so many things to overcome. And that's what we're here for. To discover, to learn, and to move forward. And as long as we learn faster than we fail, we should be successful in life. That's how that works. Okay. So, I've been Chaos as always. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not, go check out my Patreon if you can. It's super helpful. And until next time, expect the unexpected. And I will see you guys later. And a special thank you to all my patrons that help support the channel. If you would also like to support the channel, there's a link in the description.